curious. And you know, I have to make a response to video challenge, the atheist video challenge, because I've noticed that there's a lot of liberalism in it. And to be honest, I'm completely secular. I guess not even by choice. It's just the realization that the supernatural, well, maybe I'm wrong, but to me, it can't exist. And when you examine scripture, you could see that it's just an active mythology that has been transformed into monotheism. And that's why it's more than a fairy tale. But I can't subscribe to it in any way that could shape the laws of physics and nature as the universe is deaf, dumb, and blind, and we are star stuff staring briefly at itself, a consciousness that will come from nothing and return to nothing. And that's the way it is. And what can you say to that? I'm an unwilling atheist. I think it would be interesting if there was a watchmaker, a grand designer of things. But yet, I would even have to question that more. In a universe that pretty much explains itself, I suppose that there's plenty of arguments against that. Once you really study the origins of things, even scientists accept that there are unanswerable questions. But I can't feel that these things have anything to do with small, minuscule species in a corner of a galaxy and spanning millions and billions of galaxies. Why would we possibly be so special? Or perhaps, if there is a God, why would one person be his chosen son? Maybe he has many chosen sons. I don't know. You know? But I find it all dubious. I think, as Harry Houdini would say, it's humbug. It's just not rational. You know? And I don't know what to say to the church people, because I actually understand their feelings. And what's more, I understand their conservative views. And I don't blame them for that. The world now. Well, I am a social, secular conservative. Well, I'm also economic progressive, so to a point, but you know. But the point is that it's just, it wasn't a choice. It wasn't a matter of belief. It was a matter of faith. I wanted to believe. But there was nothing to believe in except the belief itself. And I don't think it's validated, but I can't in any way substantiate it with corporeal, tangible reality. We don't see angels in the sky. We don't see supernatural elements. And if we do, well, they ultimately can never sustain a materialistic proof of their origin. I believe only the natural world creates sentience, and only on a temporary basis. And it's sad and quite scary, But after accepting it, I think the latter would be more scary. I'd like to see an honest depiction of Yiddish or biblical scripture brought back into modern day context. If real biblical Jesus was brought into the modern day world, well, I I don't know if I could call that anything but a horror movie. Uh, I don't even know where to begin. Without mocking Christianity itself and Catholicism. And I'm not prepared to do that either because I have a fundamental belief, and it's sad, but it's a fundamental belief that many people need God or some religion. They can't function without it. Uh, the need to be, the need to belong, the need to be something beyond the physical. Well, and if you think all religion is evil, well, you pretty much can find any scripture from the Quran to the Bible to Torah, and you can find things in there that are modern day equivalents of heinous criminal acts. And those were cultural norms at the time. Now, is it barbarism? Is anyone better than anyone else? No. I'd say we're all the same species, just the same organism. And maybe we've evolved socially, but that doesn't always mean progressively. And I think as a social, secular conservative, well, that's not so social, secular conservative, but rare as googie architecture anymore. It's pretty much a failing byproduct. But the fact is, it has to have something to say, and I'm the one to say it. And the fact is, I've read through the comments on Atheist Challenge, and it's all quoted from progressive terms. The Great Spaghetti Monster. Okay. I bet I could trace that back to a liberal pundit real quick. Because I've heard it referenced on message boards, or what if Zolathon or something or another. It's like Ted Rail, and political cartoons, and all the pundits and editorials that all gets mixed up in the cultural psyche. And yet, we forget that there are other camps out there. And no, I'm not saying, we should round up any undesirables or any other kind of, well, harsh social conservatism. It's there, let's be honest. We all know the underscore, the Dixiecrats, the nationalists, I thought we fought them in World War II. Look at Disney's victory through air power sometime, and you'll get an idea on how the modern military-industrial complex was formed. And why pretty much we had the Cold War in the place we're in. And this is all about oil too. No, not oil is bad, but oil is pretty much what bases our society. Oil, money, technology, power, and the ability for the people in power to keep the lights on, the jobs happening, and the commerce flowing. Unless you want the letterbug effect. Leaderbug? I forget. Uh, Panic in the Year Zero. You ever go watch that old movie. And you'll see what'll happen when we're out of oil. And no atomic energy, no solar power, nothing else can really replace it. I'm open to green options. I'm a green and environmental enthusiast. I'm a green elephant. I like conservative things. I mean conservation, I'm Teddy Roosevelt's my hero. Bully, But it really needs to get real, and on a lot of fronts. And I still like freaking Bush, so I don't care. But I don't think me and him would agree about God, that's for sure. But about country, pretty much. And I'm not sorry. Of course, I voted for Barack, so what can I say? The Obama girl. I'm a sucker. All right. Anyway,